consecutive Firelands Conference championship could be awaiting state-ranked and undefeated Western Reserve, who looks to fend off the Trojans of South Central, who they themselves can pull within a game of the conference lead if they can pull off a big upset here tonight. It's boys high school hoops to tip off your work week from inside the Barnasium, and it's all streaming live and free next.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
'Twas the night before Super Bowl, and I'm back. Montana and Rice relived their old glory, adding Doritos to the Super Bowl story.
Hey guys, can I play too? No cowboys allowed in here.
Eli and Peyton are up throwing football, snacking on Lays and destroying them walls.
Hey, what are you doing?
When up in the attic, there arose such a clatter, Bradshaw and Betty snack table to shatter.
Oh, nachos.
So happy Super Bowl to all, and don't forget the chips.
You're wrong.
Longtime conference adversaries rekindling a rivalry tonight as Western Reserve looking to ride to a league title with South Central standing in their way here inside of the Barnasium. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Collins. My name is Brian Skronsky. Got Travis Berardi alongside me tonight. Fun matchup too, Travis, when you look at these two teams. Western Reserve, of course, the AP poll came out today. They are ranked number 3 in the entire state in Division 3, undefeated on the season. On the other side, South Central, great start for them to the campaign. Struggling a little bit here of late, losers of 3 straight, but still very much in the mix for the Firelands Conference Championship. Sitting in second place, but they got to get a dub tonight.
Yeah, got to get a win tonight and some help with Monroeville, also with 2 losses. Western Reserve undefeated in the Firelands Conference, 3 games to go. So tonight, a win at least clinches a 5th consecutive Firelands Conference Championship. And then, you know, they go to Monroeville, so they got to knock off the 2 second-place teams to get to an outright championship. But on the other side of things, Monroeville, South Central, if they can get wins over Western Reserve, we may have yet another 3-way tie, because it seems like in the Firelands Conference, very rarely do we get an outright champion.
They don't mind sharing around here. No. I know Western Reserve would like to change that narrative this season. They're off to that 16-0 start, as you see there. 5 straight league titles. That would be unbelievable for Chris Sheldon. The job he's done around here, basically second to none in the Firelands.
And then getting that elusive district championship for, what was it, the first time in 52 years or something like that
long
last
time.
year. But, you know, both sides, Brett Seidel and Chris Sheldon, two of the best coaches here in the northern part of Ohio in small school basketball. Coach Seidel took South Central to a D4 district championship in Willard in 2019, knocking off Colonel Crawford, who now happens to be the #1 team in all of Division III.
Sure.
And then you have Coach Sheldon here, able to knock off Willard in a classic that you can go back and watch on the OH Report at any time to win their first one. But two great coaches, two great basketball teams, both top 3 seeds in their districts.
Let's dive a little bit deeper into South Central, and the last 3 games, as mentioned, all losses for them. Surprise defeat at home against Crestview, the overtime loss at Norwalk. Margaretta beat them down pretty good, so they're coming in here a little bit banged up, Travis, and confidence not as high as it's been. But this is a team with a great coach, as you mentioned, that typically very competitive, and you expect them to perform here tonight on the road.
Absolutely, and they have 6 players that averages over 6 points per game, and it's that balance that's gotten them to their great record. Yeah, they lost their last 3 games, but these are quality opponents. Norwalk, the 4 seed in D2, the Ashland District. Margaretta, the top seed in the D4 Willard District. And then Crestview, yeah, they've had somewhat of an off year. They're still a 6 seed in their district, but, you know, that team at any point can put on a good game. We saw them put up a good half at least at Crestview against Western Reserve earlier this year. So, yeah, 3 tough losses, but they were the okay teams.
And then you got a gentleman right here, Isaac Blair, the junior guard, carrying on the family name. He, of course, is the younger brother of older bro Simon, the all-time scoring leader in the history of the Trojans program, who helped lead them to that 2019 district championship that you alluded to. Another potent score, over 16 per night.
Yes, 16.1. It's 3rd best in the Firelands Conference. It's also almost into the top 10 in all the area. What we do is D1, 2, 3, and 4, so that's pretty good for him. Also coming up with 4.2 rebounds per game, which is 4th on the team, 1.7 assists, which is 2nd, 2.4 steals, 2nd on the team. So that Blair name, you know, good basketball coming through there, and he's showing out just like his brother did.
It carries some weight in Greenwich, no question about it, and they're going to have to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders here tonight. How do they get it done, Travis?
They got to light up the scoreboard because, as we'll see here in a bit, Western Reserve averages over 60 points per game. South Central averages 54.4, but with the balance that they have, if they can get into a shootout with Western Reserve, they'll have a good shot, because not only does Western Reserve have multiple good shooters, but so does South Central, and that's just South Central basketball.
Yeah, so Light It Up, as I pointed out to you in the pregame, it's a DJ song from Major Lazer, so I'm going to keep the DJ theme going. That's why I went with I'm On One, DJ Khaled. Great song featuring Drake. And what do I mean by that? I just mean that one of these guys, they got to get into a zone out there, Travis. They got to take over, whether it's Blair, Sam Seidel, one of their other big-time players. Someone's got to put on a performance here on the road to still one away from Western Reserve. I think they definitely need someone to get on one, get into a zone here tonight.
And also look out for Hagan Adams. He's a top 10 in rebounding in all of the area, averaging 7.7 points per game, but he has the ability to, you know, have one of those big games.
Let's quickly take a look here at the team spotlight for Western Reserve. We'll leave that up as we get ready to honor America with the playing of our national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. All right, now back to our pregame, brought to you by Noble Sports and Trophies. Chris Sheldon talks about him and the job that he's done around here. His team averaging basically a 20-point victory every single time they take the floor. That's why they're ranked highly in Division III and the #2 seed in the Norwalk District.
And you expected this team to drop off when 2 All-Ohioans graduated, but no, they just got better because they got in balance. Jude Menz, one of the keys to that district championship victory against Willard last year, leading the team this year. But multiple players, just like South Central, 5 players over 7 points per game. It's balance that's gotten them here, and a good defense as well.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up Jude Munes, because all he does is basically pack all 3 meals of the day into one body. He leads the team in everything. He embodies what it means to be a Rough Rider player. He gets after it during his minutes and putting up a lot of big numbers. None of them are going to blow you off the page, but he's leading the team in 4 categories.
Actually, the rebounding numbers blow me off the page because as a guard, usually 2-3 rebounds per game, but he's leading the team with 5 rebounds per game. And you're thinking, okay, only 5 rebounds leads the team. It's balanced. Once again, anybody at any time will get in there and get a rebound for you. So there's not a lot of players. I've mentioned this on our stats recap a couple of times. Not any scores from Western Reserve in the top 10, because there's a bunch of scores that average 9-10 points per game and spread it out. So it's really hard to guard because there's so many guys that can put it into the net at any time.
As they announce the starters for South Central here tonight, let's take a look at the keys to the game for Western Reserve. And I'll start, how about one and done on the defensive end? I feel like this team hustles to the ball better than anybody that I've seen so far with my own eyes. The 50-50s typically belong to them. Box out, get a body on a body, hold South Central to a one and done, and they should be riding to their 5th straight league title.
And mine on the other side of the floor, second chance points. Take advantage, get some offensive rebounds, get it back in, maybe get a rebound, kick it out for a 3, but that second chance points, that's going to be the big stat to look for tonight, is if you can score off of the second chance.
There's Jude Munns being announced here. Joined by Matt Jarrett and Carson Rowe. Here are the starters for Western Reserve tonight. And this is a total team, Travis, when you look at them from top to bottom. No true star, but a lot of kids that do many different things well. Hustling, though, I would say would be their top attribute. A lot of these guys go as hard as they possibly can during their time on the floor. It's a real treat to watch.
Yeah, it is, and just that balance. All those 5 players, 4 of them averaging over 7 points per game. So not only on the court, but then you also have a pretty solid bench for Western Reserve as well. So we'll see if that comes into play tonight, but Western wins the tip.
Riders looking for points on their opening possession. It's Hankins out of the corner. Jude looks to reset. A lot of help being given right now by South Central defensively.
It's a help man-to-man. If you're close enough, they force a turnover there, but if South Central, if your teammate, you're close enough to them, you go in and get the trap, and that's what makes South Central such a good defensive team, is they'll force the turnover.
But the gift returned at the other end by the Trojans as Hankins went right into the chest of Haller. Lost the rock. Rowe, second chance, going after a second offensive rebound. Jump ball is going to be the call. But again, you see the scrappiness on our Cole Energy propane replay. These guys just never quit.
Nope, not at all. And that's one of the reasons why I put second chance points as one of the keys to the game, because just that effort, especially when, following your miss. You'll see that a lot from Western Reserve. They'll follow those misses.
Short corner, Adams brings it up top. Here's Blair. Now from the corner, 3 ball, no points yet. Jarrett lost the handle. Thought it maybe went off of his knee, but the official all over it. Going to keep it down at this end for the Rough Riders.
Good hands in there by South Central inside the paint so far. They've really caused problems for Western Reserve, who has been able to at least get into the paint, but once they've gotten in there, it's been tough.
See a lot of sagging right now in this man-to-man defense by the Trojans, trying to tighten up the dribble drive lanes. As Hankins launches a 3 and finds the bottom.
That's one way to beat a man-to-man. Drive from one side, get into the lane, cause that defender to come over and then kick out for the open look. So Western Reserve strikes first, 2 minutes in.
Blair left hand scoop shot a couple times off the rim. Jude looking to go to work. Such an aggressive player offensively.
Such a strong player offensively as well. He won't back down from a defender.
Great defense by Rowe. Kept his feet. Wild shot there from Adams. And it leads to a one and done. Rough Riders looking to add to their 3-0 advantage. Around the perimeter, 3 ball up. Not this time. Now Blair looking for an option. Finds Sam Seidel straight away. We're all square at 3 apiece.
Both teams with one open shot so far. They've been able to hit both.
Hankins off the hesitation, goes baseline, draws a crowd, ball on the floor. And it's going to come away with Adams.
Oh, somebody lost their man down there. Able to recover, though.
Seidel, another clean look. Airballs this one, though. But the Trojans stay after it.
Good hustle inside to save it.
Extra possession won't lead to points. Blair missing a tough shot, turnaround jumper. And then a reach in after the rebound against the Trojans. See Matt Jarrett, just 6 foot tall, plays a lot bigger than that and kind of has to. This is a really guard-oriented team for Western Reserve. They don't have a ton of size in terms of height, but these guys, they'll play fast, they'll play physical, they'll get into your body.
Yeah, they will, and they're also known for hitting the 3.
They go 0 for 2 here, though. Rowe, sky to the second level, couldn't bring it in. Trojans off the leak out. Get it to Holler. First fast break points of the night.
South Central's been trying to get out in that transition. They've done it once before, but Western Reserve was able to recover. This time, home run ball work.
Kick out to the corner. 3 ball on the way for Edwards. Chase down his own miss. How about that pass? Styling in midair.
And there's that effort once again from Western Reserve, chasing the miss, getting your own rebound, setting up the bucket to tie it.
Seidel drives middle. Now spins and has to pick up or it's bounce. Not a good pass. Hankins all over that one. Got a paw on it.
Western Reserve baited him into that pass. It turns into buckets on the other side. Chris Buchanan, who just came in, gets it.
So the Rough Riders regain the lead, 7-5. 3 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Really no easy looks down at this end, and both teams defensively really bringing it here in this opening frame.
Yeah, with 2 high-powered offenses, it's more of a defensive effort so far. Every shot has to be earned
Jacob Jarrett, Matt Jarrett, both checking into the contest. Pretty fitting, twins getting in at the same time. Turnaround jumper comes up a bit short for Carl Ferber. And the Rough Riders so far executing my key to victory with the one and dones. Meanwhile, they're kind of crushing it on the offensive glass too, but the second chance points really haven't been available.
Yeah, it's they're giving themselves the opportunity, but South Central not backing down despite giving up the offensive board. Good looking spin move in the lane there by Sam Seidel. First trip to the free throw line for either team tonight. Sam, a 4-year varsity letter winner for his father. Sam, an 80% free throw shooter, so a rare miss by him as he hits the second.
Three ball on the way, Matt. Can't get it. Battle for the board inside. Be jump ball. I believe it's going to stay down here with Western Reserve.
That's something else that makes Western Reserve such a great team is even if they're cold from beyond the arc, they'll continue to shoot it because the ability to get those offensive rebounds allows them to. Gives them those second chance opportunities.
Down on the block. Buchanan tried to go to work. Now they swing it. Opposite block now. Here's Jarrett. Adams pushes it ahead. Blair. Lucky that one didn't get intercepted.
You've been seeing here in the last couple possessions, South Central able to get out more into transition.
Hayden's went baseline. Got cut off.
It'll be a reach-in foul on Hankins. His first.
Third team foul against the Rough Riders. And a bad inbounds play. Turnover number what?
Number 3. Both teams with 3 turnovers thus far. 83 seconds left, and who would have thought it'd be only 7-6 in this one. Nice backdoor cut.
Hankins with the hesitation.
5th point for him, and then he gets the hustle play to knock it out of bounds.
And here comes that rotation that the Rough Riders have been implementing all season long. Go get your 3 hard minutes, play as hard as you can, catch a breather. Rinse, recycle, repeat.
And they don't lose any offensive game either when they do that. Foul on the floor before the shot.
Oh, I was putting the points on the board. Let's see that again.
I think it was on that reach as they both went down. That's going to be Jacob Jarrett's 2nd foul, though.
Three ball too strong from the corner for Ferber as we're approaching 50 seconds to go.
Man, South Central just suffocating inside the paint.
Defensive clinic on both sides. Here's a sign of life. Isaac Blair with a turnaround J.
It seems like the names Seidel and Blair will forever be etched into South Central lore.
See the Rough Riders going to the 4 corners, playing for the final shot here of the first. It's a part of their game that really solid at, just making sure the other team can't get a shot at the end as they get one to drop, plus another one on the way for Jude.
And they kind of lulled South Central into thinking they were going to wait till the last second. And Jude just saw an open lane, takes it strong to the bucket, shields off the defender to his left, takes it up with his right, and draws the foul and the bucket. That's going to be Sam Seidel's second foul.
Can't cap off the three-point play. Shot at the horn comes up well short, and at the end of one, Western Reserve on top by 3 as we head to the second.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
Twas the night before Super Bowl, and I'm back. Montana and Rice relived their old glory, adding Doritos to the Super Bowl story.
Hey guys, can I play too? No cowboys allowed in here.
Eli and Peyton are up throwing football, snacking on Lays and destroying them walls.
Hey, what are you doing?
When up in the attic, there arose such a clatter, rash on bed, it's called a snack table to shatter.
Oh, nachos.
So happy Super Bowl to all, and don't forget the chips.
You're wrong.
Back inside of the Barnasium, South Central with the rock. They trail it by 3. Second quarter action opening up here in Firelands Conference play. Brian Skronsky alongside Travis Berardi tonight. Big game, of course. Western Reserve looking to clinch yet another championship within the league. South Central trying to pull within a game with an upset win here on the road.
And this has had the feel of a heavyweight battle so far. Just physical, back and forth. And that was a nice give and go to men's.
Jude's got 4 points on the night. Timeout taken by Coach Seidel and the Trojans. Judging by the expression on his face, definitely wanted to see something different on their opening offensive set.
And on the other side, Coach Sheldon drew up a beautiful play on their set to get the open look inside. So we'll take a look on Cole's Energy replay.
So they start at one corner, work it around. This is what they do so well, side to side. And then Jude, he's just too strong.
He did it perfectly, working from one end to the other. He was able to get positioning, got his defender on his back a little bit to the right of him so he could just make that drop step, get the pass, and an easy layup. Western Reserve with its largest lead of the night, 5 points here, a minute in to the second quarter.
Brandon Mitchell being harassed on the outside, switches courts here. And you see no driving lanes for anybody.
No. As you say that, they drive to the bucket, but they can't score. Even if there is a driving lane, you'll see somebody come over for help and just make it a tough shot. You've been seeing this not only on one side of the court, but both ends with these teams.
Blair off the attack. Fouled on the drive attempt.
Carson Rose first, but if he would have went down to the ground instead of reaching for the ball, he would have tried to take a charge. He would have gotten the call there, but stayed up, and he's the one called for the foul.
Another nice attack. So 2 fouls picked up in about 5-6 seconds here for Western Reserve.
Jarrett had the clean block, but they're going to get him for the body when he jumped up into the air. That's going to put Mitchell to the line for 2. Mitchell is 61% free throw shooter.
Appreciate the aggressive nature South Central displayed on that last possession.
And that's something with South Central you've been seeing over the past few years under Coach Seidel. It's that aggressive physical play. And like you said earlier, they don't have the tallest kids, but they have those guards that will do whatever they need to do to get the bucket.
Munes with the cross-court pass. Edwards cashes it in for a 3-pack. Largest lead of the night for the Riders.
Second three of the game for Western Reserve, and it's answered.
Pettit right back at the other end, and some emotion being showed too after the big shot got knocked down by Mitchell.
And why not? This is a big game. Conference championship still up for grabs. This has a tournament feel to it.
Can tell Jude's really feeling himself tonight, and how about filling it up for a 3-pack there? Chris Buchanan from downtown.
You saw him feet set, elbow in, perfect release. Back to a 6-point game.
Blair turns into pressure. Rowe down to the floor, tie up. And it's going to be Rough Rider basketball.
Love it when a big guy gets down on the floor. Yeah, it's a low-scoring game for both of these teams in terms of what their average is, but you have to appreciate this game either way just because of the effort that both sides are giving right now.
And the 3 starting to splash on both ends. Hankins a bit off the mark with that one. Edwards skied, had it tipped away from him though. And it'll be Trojans basketball.
It just seems like often than not for Western Reserve, a 3's missed, but most of the time it's a pass because they get the offensive rebound and a putback.
Lane opens up.
Fake.
Excellent fake. Shot short though from Mitchell. As Jude walks it across the timeline, 5 minutes to go here in the opening half. Riders looking to add to their 6-point cushion. Hankins delivery inside, hang time, and the bucket for Buchanan.
His 7th point off the bench, and like I said earlier, that those bench points are key for this offense from Western Reserve, and balance as well. 3 players with 4+ points already.
Blair chased out of there. It's got to leave somebody open. Deep tip out. Edwards, the first to the basketball.
And you know what? There was contact there, but I like the no call by the refs. They're letting these 2 teams play so far.
See, just touching the boundary line. So possession over to the Trojans again. Ooh. Adams almost threw it away.
And you saw there, they were getting a little complacent. A couple players standing around. They got to continue to move, especially against this man-to-man defense. You got to get those cuts. You got to try to get open, because if you stand in one place, it makes it so easy for a defender to not only guard you, but get into that passing lane that kind of guard 2 guys at once.
Especially with the way the Rough Riders play defense, everyone's like a defensive back. Though Adams drops one through the bottom, his first 2 points of the night. Hankins, +1 at the other end though with the triple.
His 2nd tray of the night. He has 8 to lead all scorers.
Gets no rotation on the basketball either when he shoots it. Just drops it through like a knuckler.
Hey, whatever works, right?
That time Blair did some work inside the lane.
So now we see that scoring starting to pick up. Both teams feeling each other out in that first quarter, now really going at it.
Great read that time by Isaac. Looking to push the pace.
And I believe that's the first turnover by either side here in the second quarter.
And right on cue, back-to-back. So, sorry, they take it away and then they giveth at the other end. Get some subs into the mix for Coach Sheldon's bunch, and typically goes about 8 deep on any given night.
And all 8 players over 5 points per game. Well, 2 average 4.9, but we'll give them that 0.1.
You always round up.
Yeah, got to round up, but that's key to a team, especially if you want to go deep in the tournament.
Hankins this time had a little bit more rotation on it. Maybe needs to stick with the knuckler as we get a foul. Fighting for the loose ball. Take a look here on the Kohl's Energy replay. And I think that's a solid call. I think Hankins thought that might have been a kick, went off of a leg. So the Rough Riders now with 2 turnovers in the frame. And South Central gave it right back again. Jarrett on the attack.
Oh, tough shot.
Had his back to the basket when he put that up. Timeout taken. It's going to be a full timeout by Coach Seidel and the Trojans. And he's just got a little bit of a look of frustration right now.
Well, he has to, because the last 2 times that Western Reserve's given it away, South Central's just handed it right back to them. Those are 2 possessions here that they could have gotten it to within a possession. But it stays at a 7-point ball game.
Trojans certainly battling here. They've got the intensity on the defensive end, trying to match Western Reserve. If you're going to get a crease or an open look, though, you have to capitalize if you're SC here tonight. And so far, they're only batting about 50-50 when they've had those good looks. They don't come often here on the road in the Barnasium. Just want to say what's up to everybody watching out in Facebook and YouTube land, and encourage you to drop us a line. Always love to know where you're watching from. Tell me who you're cheering for here tonight. As Seidel attacks in the lane.
Give us the shout-outs.
Watch this all the way from half court. Look at the low dribble from Sam. And then bumped by Matt Jarrett on the attack, so it's going to put him on the free throw line.
And that's what he does so well, is just taking a player off the dribble, getting it to the hole, and then drawing the foul. South Central will be in the bonus the rest of the way here in quarter number 2.
6 points now for Sam. The deficit under 6, down to 5. Riders working it around the perimeter. Now Rowe got cut off on the drive. Here's Blair on Munes. Such a gifted passer, ambidextrous. That time a little bit too much sizzle on the pass, and Henkels couldn't handle it.
A little too much paprika on that one. Off the hands and out of bounds. And as a coach, you just hate to see those unforced errors, especially in a game of this magnitude.
Bring Blair down the baseline. Draws a double team. Jarrett recovers, tipped it out of play. Costly turnover here by South Central. Had a big opportunity to try to close the gap, make it a 2-possession game or less.
Once again, you're just seeing that extra effort, just getting hands in the passing lane. Sometimes it's not going to work, but every once in a while, you're going to get that deflection, and it turns into a turnover that time.
Jude sizing up his defender. Jarrett able to take that away.
What a pass.
Excellent look to Buchanan. Jarrett again, off the theft and the left-handed finish.
His first points of the night.
Looking for more here.
What a turn of events here in the last 20 seconds. It seemed like South Central was getting some of that momentum back, down 5. Had possession, but then a turnover, a couple offensive rebounds, another turnover, a third turnover. And Western Reserve now with a chance to make this double figures.
Wow. Backdoor cut by Edwards. And he got fouled. I believe it's going to be a shooting foul. So Aiden will head to the charity stripe.
South Central fans don't like that call, but he got his own rebound, was trying to push it back up with one hand. Referee said that was a shooting motion. And he'll get 2 shots.
The senior makes good on both as the defensive energy starting to peak right now for Western Reserve. Strong take inside, plus the friendly roll on the road.
Oh, they went all the way around it, toilet bowled in. And a much-needed bucket there for South Central.
Excellent effort by Mitchell. Chance to cap off the 3-point play and make this just an 8-point game. So he comes up short row with a strong rebound. And now the Riders with a chance to hold for the final shot.
Oh.
Skip pass in between a couple of Rough Riders players.
So the door open for South Central to cut into this lead even more.
You saw how wide open Matt Jarrett was. Didn't go after the basketball.
There were 2 guys in that area. You have it. No, you go and have it. Nobody went for it.
Seidel checks the clock, down to 3 seconds to go. Here comes Sam pulling up from deep, and he got it.
Yes, he did, Brian.
Big shot at the horn to cap off an exciting first half. Trims the deficit down to half a dozen. Sam Seidel closing out the second quarter in style. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. Halftime stats, analysis, and get you ready for quarter number 3. It's live and free boys high school hoops on a Monday night.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
Hi, I'm OH.REPORT founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
Playoff time, baby. Games, snacks, drinks. I mean, what else can you ask for, bro? Really?
Hey, pass me a Pepsi.
I mean, can you drink any louder?
That's how I drink.
Loud like
I
that?
drink loud. I like to enjoy it.
Toss me some Lays.
Did you eat any louder?
It's normal to eat loud. Drinking loud makes no sense. Hayden, Eli, road trip to the Super Bowl. Hard pass. Playoffs are on. You're paying for that door, by the way. got the bus! The bus has got a bus! Let's go!
Can we go see the bus?
What up, Eli?
Major Cruz, I miss you, buddy.
I miss you too, man. Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
We're not going. I'm going to get more chips and drinks. Do not leave this room. I got you. I got you.
Whoa. Super Bowl, here we go.
Are you kidding me?
Technically, I didn't leave the room.
I'm calling Mom after I finish these chips.
How much longer? You drive weird.
Bus, are we there yet?
No!
Hey, Bus, we gotta pull over for some more chips and drinks.
Oh, you got it.
Hey, guys, look what I found.
Bradshaw?
Hey guys, got room for one more? Got Doritos? Got Mountain Dew.
What, do we really want to bring him? It might start to feel crowded. I mean, maybe if he had a little,
Oh, please don't.
you know,
Don't say it.
salsa.
I love me some salsa.
All right, I got an idea.
We got one seat left, and it's special just for you.
Let's do it. This is like a convertible, except a whole lot better.
Good for you, you're happy and healthy, not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing good without me, baby, gotta wish that I could do that.
I lost my mind like the night crying on the
It does kind of open things up a little bit.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
And where? What do you say? The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
It's halftime here inside of the Barnasium. 2 quarters in the books. Western Reserve leads at 30-24 over South Central, looking to close out a 5th consecutive Firelands Conference championship. My name is Brian Skoronsky. Got Travis Berardi with me here on this fine evening in Collins. Impressions of the game so far, Trav?
I said it after the first quarter. This is like a heavyweight battle. It's very physical, especially inside. Both teams going 125%. Western Reserve winning the battle on the glass with those second chance opportunities. They just haven't been able to cash in. South Central turnovers really allowed Western Reserve to jump out, but in the last 20 seconds, South Central hit a couple big shots, including the Seidel buzzer beater from quarter court to cut this back to a 6-point lead. It was out to 12. South Central making it tough for Western Reserve to clinch this Firelands Conference, at least a share of the championship tonight. But you knew coming in that Western Reserve knew this was not going to be an easy one. against the Trojans.
Certainly has been a hard-fought game the entire night so far. As we'll take a look at the halftime stats presented by Noble Sports and Trophies.
12 field goals to 8 in favor of the Rough Riders, 4 threes to 3. South Central able to cancel that one out, though, from the free throw line. They were 5 of 7. Southwestern Reserve only 2 of 3. Turnovers are low, but most of those came. There wasn't a turnover in the second quarter until I mentioned it, and there were about 5 after that, but turnovers still low, 8 to 7. Fouls really not been a factor. A couple players with 2 fouls, but nothing else. Rebounding, though, Western Reserve, the big number, 15 to 7 on the boards. However, Western Reserve wasn't able to cash in with those second chance points, which keeps this close at 6 points right now.
It's definitely going to be an interesting second half. What type of adjustments are going to be made? And the pace that Western Reserve plays with, they don't have to slow down. They keep the pedal to the metal the entire night. Can South Central sustain the level of pressure that they put on you for a full allotment of 32 minutes? That's going to be the question. And can they start making a couple more baskets, Travis? I said in the pregame that I thought the key for them was having one player step up, shoulder some of the offensive scoring load, and just take it upon yourself. You're going to have to make tough shots against this Rough Riders defense.
Yes,
there's just no other way around it. You're going to have to pull the trigger when you're guarded. There's going to be hands in your face. Are you going to knock down the big clutch buckets when they matter the most? That's what we haven't seen much for them outside of that huge shot from Sam Seidel. So maybe he's going to be the guy here in the second half that keeps the momentum flowing in their favor. They're going to need to keep it that way to try to overtake the Rough Riders. I think the first few minutes of this third quarter are going to be huge for them.
Yeah, and they're going to have to keep Western Reserve off the offensive glass. Western Reserve has just out-hustled them inside the paint on shots from beyond the arc. They've gotten multiple offensive rebounds. South Central has been able to get to them after that, but if you can get the original rebound and get out into that transition that seemed to have been working for South Central, get out there with that speed, that guard speed, get to the bucket, draw some fouls, and you'll be in good shape. But Western Reserve right now is just pushing them around inside the paint.
Undersized team, but such a physical team.
Yeah, they're undersized, but they play like a bigger team just with the hustle and the athleticism that they have. And on the other end, Western Reserve, they just got to continue using the 7-8 players that they use off the bench. Buchanan leading the way with 9 points. He's already over his average of 4.9. Hankins up there with 8. Jacob Jarrett hasn't even scored yet. Munes with 4, but those bench points have been huge for the Rough Riders.
The Trojan basketball. Here's the kid who knocked down that dynamite tray to close out the first half. Blair, the leading scorer, has been pretty quiet, though a good-looking spin move. One and done. Jude with the rebound.
Yeah, they got the look just a little offline off the spin. Nearly turned over there.
Rowe backside, working hard. Couldn't collect his own miss.
And you know what? After a really slow start by both sides offensively, they really picked up the pace in the second half of the second quarter.
Double clutch move. Seidel hanging in midair. Scoop shot falls.
First in the double figures with 11. Back to a 4-point game.
Hankins chased off the three-point line. Finds Rowe cutting down the lane.
Threaded the needle with 4 defenders inside the paint. Able to find Rowe for his second bucket of the night.
Haller down the middle. Sets up Seidel from downtown.
You can't give him more than 1.5 feet of distance because he'll make that hurt. And he just did. Can't leave him wide open like that.
Blistering start for the Trojans on the offensive end. Rose going to try a three of his own. Tipped out of bounds by the Trojans.
So Seidel with 5 straight points here. Bringing South Central back to within 1 possession.
And I think that's what they needed, a hero to emerge for them.
And that's what you said right at the half just moments ago, that one score.
Looked like a bit of a frustration shot that time. Jarrett thought there was contact that should have warranted a whistle. Didn't get it. And now the three. Short. Jude with the rebound.
A lot of contact, but he was out of control as well. And I think that's why the referees didn't call that last foul. But this time they do get the foul.
And it's going to go on Brandon Mitchell. First foul for the Trojans here in the second half. Second on Brandon in the contest. As Carson lowers his shoulder, laid the boom, got 2 points.
Don't lay on the tracks when the train's coming through, Brian. That's going to happen to you.
Looks like the physicality was certainly there in the first half. It's even been ratcheted up a notch here in quarter number 3. Both these teams know precisely what's at stake here tonight. As the double team comes, out of bounds though was Matt Jarrett.
Yeah, he got the strip, but he fell down right out of bounds. Even if the ball's not out of bounds, if your body is touching while you're with the ball, it's going to be declared out. Coach Seidel furious that they did not run the play correctly and it turns into a breakout.
Jarrett with a block shot. Now with the hesitation, jumper won't fall, but he's got friends in low places. How about his twin brother Jacob coming through?
First bucket of the day comes off an offensive rebound. Back up to a 7-point game. This game a prime example of basketball being a game of runs, Ryan.
And I think that probably, if Haller didn't touch it moments before it was on the boundary, would have stayed with SC. Another strong take, left hand, buckets.
And a full timeout. South Central, as Western Reserve really getting that momentum back.
Matt Jarrett, 3-year letter winner, just taking it hard to the hole. And all these Western Reserve guys, that's what they bring to the equation. They'll shot fake you, and they just drive as hard as they can, 200 miles an hour through the lane. Soft touch that time from number 22.
And that is why they are the number 3 team in Division III. Here's a stat for you, Brian. Of Western's 16 wins, only 4 have come by less than 10 points. Those wins have been 51-49 to Keystone, 48-47 over Huron, 59-56 over Margaretta, and that 50-49 victory over Mapleton. 12 wins of more than 10 points for this Rough Riders squad.
The wins I think I even appreciate more are those ones where they had to gut it out at the end. The Mapleton game, they probably should have lost that one. We were in the building for that. It was an awesome end of the game display by the Rough Riders to gut out a solid win. Huron, the number 1 seed in Division II in their district, really, really talented team. And then that Margaretta squad, another one that's got key players all over the place. So those are the wins that I think I even like more than the double-digit blowouts that they've displayed.
And that's good for a team, too. You know, Mapleton, middle of the pack in the Firelands Conference, but it's always good to get a test, especially for a team that's undefeated, that, you know, keep both feet on the ground for a squad like that. You know, gut checks sometimes come better. Even, I know some people say, you know, it'd be good for them to get a late season loss just to reset, but it doesn't even have to be that. It just has to be one of those gut check games to make you realize you could lose any game.
See if they get one of those here tonight from the Trojans, who have battled hard. They got a nice look inside. Excellent cut by Adams. Short arm the shot. Now Hankins came flying in like a linebacker, leveled Isaac Blair. Check this out on the replay. For a turnover. Sure felt like Blair got the bad end of that one. I'm a little surprised that wasn't a personal foul on Camden.
That's just how the refs have been calling it all night. They're letting them play a physical game.
I think they watched the Pro Bowl yesterday, saw the patty cake touch, and decided, hey, let's get a little bit of physicality back into sports.
I saw more contact in the curling match we saw. That was right next to, that was on the screen right next to the football game than we did in the Pro Bowl.
16 points for Seidel, leads all scorers, trying to will his team into this contest.
And if South Central can keep this within 7 points going into the fourth, you got to feel pretty good about yourself, especially with some of the shots they've missed. Oh, how can you guard that, Brian?
Ridiculousness from Jude Munz. That just simply wasn't fair.
No. That just hurts the psyche because you're doing everything correct and he still is able to score the bucket off of you.
Ooh, nice spin, fouled on the play. And forgive me, Mr. Blair, for not showing your replay, but can we go back to the other end?
Yeah.
Just a few moments ago?
Yes.
Crossover, back between the legs, and how about this? Huh?
I don't see an opening.
There wasn't
He
one.
created one.
Blair, as you mentioned, 80% plus from the foul line this season.
That was also the third foul on Jacob Jarrett, the first player in foul trouble by either side.
Back down to a 8-point lead here for the Rough Riders. Jarrett,
nice
the look
pass.
backside. You kidding me? Buchanan, the recipient.
So many times tonight, Western Reserve's thrown that extra pass for the higher percentage bucket.
Continuation. How about that one? Trojans needed that answer.
Rarely do you see that on the high school level, but
it felt like that was the proper call of that one for Mitchell.
I'll agree with you on that.
First foul against Jude in the contest.
Mitchell now in the double figures with 10.
Edwards lost the handle, lost his balance, gives it away.
9th Rough Rider turnover of the night. Both teams with 9 turnovers.
Pretty crucial 2 minutes here. I think South Central's done what they've needed to do to stick around in this game. Now they just need to get a little bit of offense, as there's going to be a reach-in foul here. And not a very well-liked call by the Western Reserve faithful.
Did he get ball beforehand, though? That's close.
4th foul now on the Riders as Seidel spins into trouble, and he's going to get bailed out.
So 2 quick fouls by Buchanan now puts him into foul trouble with 3.
Thought Sam might have traveled here. See, he spins. Kept his pivot foot. Not sure about the contact and the foul, but certainly wasn't a travel. Boy, look at Jarrett. Save that inbounds to Edwards. That's just 105%. 1-2 as Jude takes it back the other way.
the effort plays tonight. You can just appreciate the way both sides have been playing tonight. Rarely taking plays off. We did see one time for South Central cause a turnover. But other than that, just one instance, both of these teams going all out.
Student section up on their feet.
Munn's now with 8.
A lot of kids here dressed up in the red, white, and blue. Representing America, of course, the Olympics going down right now. Plus their Rough Riders conveniently the same colors.
How can't you appreciate that?
Hankins with the block shot out of bounds. And they're going to say it's Western Reserve basketball. Let's take a look at this one again. Definitely looked like Camden got a piece of this. Oh, but touched by Mitchell.
I like what Munes did there. Went for the box out and was trying to draw the foul instead of going for the ball. You don't see that much from a guard. That's a heads-up play because he knew they were getting possession back anyway.
Buchanan.
Ooh. Contact there, too.
Now down to 35 seconds. Seidel spins, puts up a tough shot. Foul called. He'll get 2 free throws. So you see he hit him with the rocker. He spun. Rowe was waiting for him. Excuse me, that's Matt Jarrett.
It was good defense, but he went up in the air. He stays up and down. Not going to be called.
Halfway home for Sam. And splits the pair.
Back to an 8-point game. And if I'm Coach Sheldon, I know there's still 30 seconds left, but I wait. I hold for the last shot. You don't want South Central taking any chance of getting momentum back here. While Western Reserve has a chance to put this to double digits and really, start to get a stranglehold on this game.
Blair went shooting in, gambled. Just team foul number 3 on South Central.
That's a good foul. It stopped Western Reserve from getting into their offense, and now they have to reset things.
Seidel gambles that time, overshot it. And now down to 7 seconds. Jude off the bounce. Whirls and called for the travel in the lane. He doesn't much appreciate the call. Let's see what we see on the Kohl's Energy replay.
Got to find number 2.
Here's the quarter closer. Seidel this time chucks it up over the top, and we are on our way. Money time coming up from the Barnasium.
Nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
'Twas the night before Super Bowl. And I'm back. Montana and Rice relived their old glory, adding Doritos to the Super Bowl story.
Hey guys, can I play too?
No Cowboys allowed in here.
Eli and Peyton are up throwing football, snacking on Lays and destroying them walls.
Hey, what are you doing?
When up in the attic, there arose such a clatter, Brash on bed is a snack table to shatter.
Oh, nachos.
So happy Super Bowl to all, and don't forget the chips.
You're right.
Hit him with it, Ski.
Y'all know what time it is. That's right. Money time has arrived here on the OH Report. 4th quarter action. Under 8 minutes to go here inside of the Barnasium. And it's an 8-point cushion for Western Reserve. with the basketball trying to make it double figures.
8 minutes away from another conference championship of South Central. They're not going to just give it to them.
Jarrett stripped Seidel. Dealing to the outside. Chased off the three-point line is Mitchell.
Really thought he was going to take the three there. He had the opportunity, but instead drove it in.
Baseline cut, Mitchell this time. Up amongst the
Tough
trees.
Shot.
And another solid start to a quarter for SC.
Mitchell's doubled up his season average now with 12.
Second chance points this time. Rowe off the bucket. Set up from Jarrett.
9th offensive rebound. And twice here we've seen in the second half, second chance points finally coming for the Rough Riders.
Mitchell with an up fake. Jarrett didn't bite. Now Seidel, mid-range J.
Just great defense there by Western Reserve.
And then Blair kind of forced one up into the body of the defender.
You saw Blair, actually Seidel, a lot of body movement trying to get the guy up in the air. Wow. Jude Munns got the and one.
Look at Jude. He crosses over equally as well with both hands. Six set up by Jude to earn his way to the free throw line. Caps off the three-point opportunity.
Ties Buchanan with the team lead, 11 points. Making it an 11-point game.
A little bit of danger time here for the Trojans. Can't let this one get away from you early in the fourth. Got to at least match them here, and they'll do just that. Timeout taken by Coach Seidel.
Ferber's first bucket of the night. I was about to say before they put that in there, maybe you're going to see South Central now continue to drive, but then try and kick out and get the open three. They've had some open looks from beyond the arc here the last couple possessions, but they decided not to take it and have gone inside. That's the zone you don't want to take it in right now because Western Reserve has just been so good inside the paint defensively. You want to see maybe have Seidel drive in there, draw a couple guys in there, kick out to Mitchell and company for three. That's what's going to help them get back into this game because defensively they've done what they've needed to do. It's just Western Reserve's been hitting some very tough shots.
And the three-point shot can be the great equalizer against a great team.
Just think if the three-point shot was back in Jerry West days, how many of those great players would have still in the top scoring leaders? You know, I mean,
I don't daydream much about that. My entire life has been lived in the three-point era, and I kind of like it better this way.
I do too.
Bit more exciting.
Especially for us spot shooters that can't dribble. It's nice to get the points.
Hey, want to say what's up to all 100 plus of you watching live and free on our Facebook, including Alex. What is this, the lone commenter out here? My dude from North Baltimore, 2019 grad. Thanks for tuning in.
Western Reserve calls timeout just before the 10-second call, so you can continue with the shout-outs.
Yeah, just need some more comments flowing in. Love hearing from you guys where you're watching the contest from, who you're cheering for, some of your favorite players and memories, and how much do you daydream about Jerry West in the three-point arc?
You know why I mentioned Jerry West.
Fill me in.
Took West Virginia to its only national championship appearance. Lost the Cow by 2 points.
How could I not know that? What a great fact, Travis.
Well, I am. Got to put my Mountaineer quote in there every game. It's my trademark.
We've all got something that we hang on to.
Yeah, you already stole my trademark comment. He got it earlier for the halftime
Well,
show,
I was waiting for you to sneak it in there.
You're the play-by-play guy. Let you take it, my friend.
Foul against the Trojans on the drive that time from Jude. It's going to be their 5th. So one more foul to give before the Rough Riders get into the bonus. Stepping into the passing lane is Blair, end-to-end, hang time, no buckets though. Shot affected by Munz and Jarrett. Here's another Jarrett.
Oh,
splash and a huge triple.
That's a sort of a dagger there. South Central unable to hit the bunny on one end, and then Western comes back. It's a 5-point swing, 12-point game.
Do the Trojans have the firepower to even get to 52 on the night? Could be Western Reserve riding their way off into the sunset with yet another Firelands crown as Jacob Jarrett just ripped it right out of the hands.
Ooh, heat check by Munz.
Mitchell looking for anywhere to go with the basketball. And Jude as good as they come. Off the steal, end to end.
That was so easy. That's the easiest bucket you're going to see from either side. Then I got the steal telegraphed, and then he just outruns the defender to get the bucket, causing the timeout. Speaking of names, big names, the name Sheldon is synonymous here in North Central Ohio. Chris Sheldon here at Western Reserve, David Sheldon at Colonel Crawford, and their father, who has won a state championship as a coach. But how many times have you seen two brothers ranked in the top 3 in the state? You have the #1 team and the #3 team. Has that ever happened?
That's a fantastic question. I would love to go inside the OHSAA archives and see what the historians have to say about that. And back into the comment section we go.
Hi, Coach Will.
What's up, Eric? Travis, indeed is always good for a good West Virginia tidbit. And Tom, appreciate you watching from a chilly Myrtle Beach. It's
about 30 degrees warmer there, though. Can't go out and play putt-putt today down there. Putt-putt capital of the world. Do you know that, Ryan?
I know now.
They actually have the Ryder Cup, but with putt-putt, and it's in Myrtle Beach. They also have the Masters and I think the U.S. Open of putt-putt in Myrtle Beach.
Maybe that could be a sport that we sign up for and could let our grandchildren know, hey, we played in the Ryder Cup. They don't have to know where or how.
I smell a video.
Oh, what a take. Definitely thought Sam Seidel got fouled.
And off of South Central.
Check this out one more time. How about that shake and bake? Maybe not. Just kind of changed his direction of his body in midair. And Trojans fans not real happy with the officiating crew after that call.
Time's a factor as well. We're halfway through the quarter.
Backside block by Blair. Ooh. Then he gets fouled by Jude.
That's going to put South Central to the line.
And this is really their only chance of getting back into the contest. No time coming off the clock. They have to capitalize, knock down every free throw the rest of the way.
And you know Seidel's going to try and take it to the hole and throw it up there to try and draw the foul. Western Reserve, you're just going to have to stay on your feet, keep your hands straight up, not allow them to draw the foul, because that, like you said, that's probably going to be the only way that South Central gets back into this is from the free throw line.
Two for two and 12-point deficit now on our Milestone Event Center scoreboard.
Easy break of the press.
Simple stuff right there by the Rough Riders, and I think a missed assignment by the Trojans defensively.
Western Reserve basketball, that's a charge.
Offensive foul, no question about it. Full extension by Seidel. And how about Jarrett standing his ground, taking it, getting to the spot first.
I was about to say, this is Western Reserve best basketball at its best. 5 players with 7 or more points. That balance. That's just going to make teams in the tournament. It's so hard to guard this squad because you can't double one guy or two. You're going to have to guard all 5 man up because they can all score.
Backdoor cut by Moons. Tipped up, foul on the play. Fighting for possession.
It's going to be on the floor, though, so Munns will not go to the line.
Actually will.
Oh, wait, it is the 7th, though.
For the 1-and-1 here. Foul on Ferber.
I stand corrected. Well, we're almost getting to the time of MVP, Ski. A lot of candidates tonight.
Yeah, maybe help us out in the comment section with that. For those who have been with us for all of the action, if not most, who would you like to see join us for an MVP interview? Crucial shot made right there from Caden Holler.
Only the 3rd offensive rebound for South Central, but it cuts the lead back to 11, and they get a turnover.
Yeah, they needed that badly.
And South Central's going to get free throws.
They're calling Camden Hankins with the foul. Let's take a look at Chris Sheldon's expression. I think you call that disgruntled, confused, emotionally disturbed,
angry.
All of the above rolled into one coach.
I have realized now it's been about 7 months since I've grown the facial hair. You start scratching at the beard. You know, that's a little bit of frustration coming out.
It's always a nice blanket of comfort for you to go to anytime. Just fixing a few hairs here.
Chance to put this back to single digits.
Now defensively for the Trojans. Can you either hold the Rough Riders to no points, one and dones, force some turnovers? Got to catch a few lucky breaks along the way too as Jarrett uncorks one from the corner. But just Carson Rowe inside doing some man's work in there. He brought his hard hat tonight.
10th offensive rebound. And that, Coach Sheldon probably wasn't happy at Jarrett taking that open 3. Probably would have liked them to take more time off, but there's Rowe picking him up with the offensive rebound and hitting the first free throw.
Carson Rowe, prime candidate, I'd say, for MVP. Deb Henry says the Jarrett twins, definitely worthy. Alex throwing down his vote for Mr. Buchanan.
Coach Sheldon calling timeout. Still 2:26 left. And with the way that South Central can hit the 3 and defensively can turn you over, this game isn't over yet. Get a couple big shots, couple turnovers quick, they're right back in this. And I think that's why Coach Sheldon called that timeout to tell his boys, hey, let's play good defense. Don't let them get to the line. Offensively, it's take some time off, make them foul you, get to the line, make your free throws.
Well, I tell you, the Willard coaching staff out here scouting Joe Bedingfield along with Dave Hershey, they've seen enough, just made their way exit left.
A potential district semifinal matchup at Norwalk between those two squads if they were to meet. And we know Willard, they like to play spoiler like last year, knocking off Colonel Crawford, a team who we thought had a chance of going to Dayton.
Western Reserve mixing up their defensive approach, showing a 2-3 zone for the first time tonight. just trying to milk some time off the clock as Seidel sidesteps around a defender. Shovel pass. And now turn over, but Blair had a shoestring out of bounds. Tough break for them because Ferber got a big bucket. Jarrett wasn't expecting it. And boy, Blair's got to have a little bit more awareness than that.
That's huge for Western Reserve to maintain possession.
So you see the traps coming. They've got to, but this is what it can lead to. Jarrett backside, puts it home. Another big bucket.
And that's a big turning point. South Central, if he keeps that foot inside. Whoa. Haller with the three. But he's able to keep that foot inside and get the bucket. It would have been a two-possession game with a score.
South Central's got to continue to gamble. The Whirly Bird inside, and Matt Jarrett, the big bucket, pushes him into double figures.
Yep, third Rough Rider in double figures, and now he's starting to get up there for MVP talks with a couple big buckets here late.
Gonna get a jump ball.
Got some votes for Buchanan off the bench with some big points. The Jarretts. Got one vote for Jude.
Yeah, I think we could have quite a few guys definitely in the mix. Well, the student section believes that they have won. And I tend to agree with them.
Coach Seidel has called off the Dogs, so Western Reserve has clinched at least a share of their 5th straight Firelands Conference championship.
And they'll do it yet again by double figures, adding to their already gaudy win total on the season. It's got to feel so happy for Coach Sheldon and this group around here. You mentioned, thought there was going to be a big drop-off this season after they graduate 2 All-Ohioans, and guess what? All they've done, got a better record this season, undefeated, state-ranked. Things going pretty swell out here in the Barnasium, and still more to come after the break. We will have an MVP interview. My vote goes to Carson Rowe, but I'll talk things over with Travis. Dive back into the comment section. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a few guys involved. That's all on the other side. Stay tuned.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
Playoff time, baby. Games, snacks, drinks. I mean, what else can you ask for, bro? Really?
Hey, pass me a Pepsi.
I mean, can you drink any louder?
That's how I drink.
Loud like
I
that?
drink loud. I like to enjoy it.
Toss me some Lays.
Did you eat any louder?
It's normal to eat loud. Drinking loud makes no sense.
Peyton, Eli, road trip to the Super Bowl. Hard pass. Playoffs are on. You're paying for that door, by the way. I got a bus. The bus has got a bus. Let's go.
Can we go see the bus?
What up, Eli? Mr. Cruz, I miss you, buddy. I miss you too, man. Super Bowl, baby, let's go.
We're not going. I'm going to get more chips and drinks. Do not leave this room.
I got you. I got you.
Whoa. Super Bowl, here we go.
Are you kidding me?
Technically, I didn't leave the room.
I'm calling Mom after I finish these chips.
How much longer? You drive weird. Bus, are we there yet?
No.
Hey, Bus, we gotta pull over for some more chips and drinks.
Oh, you got it.
Hey, guys, look what I found.
Bradshaw?
Hey, guys, got room for one more? Got Doritos? Got Mountain Dew.
Well, do we really want to bring him? It might start to feel crowded. I mean, maybe if he had a little...
Oh, please don't.
You know,
Don't say it.
salsa.
I love me some salsa.
All right, I got an idea.
We got one seat left, and it's special just for you.
Let's do it. This is like a convertible, except a whole lot better.
Good for you, you're happy and healthy, not me. If you ever cared to ask, good for you, you're doing good. I know without me, baby. God, I wish that I could do that.
I lost my mind like spent the night crying on the floor.
It does kind of open things up a little bit.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
And where? What do you say? The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Back here inside of the Barnasium, and I got the victorious coach leading Western Reserve to a 5th straight championship here in the Firelands Conference. Chris Sheldon joining me right now, and you guys just took the picture holding up 5 fingers. Tell me about, when you think about all the players that have come through the program and then all these guys that have been a part of it for 4 straight years here, just how cool is it to experience this here?
To win that many in a row is special. You know, you got a lot of guys and a lot of talent, and so, you know, it starts with that group. You know, those guys have been playing the game of basketball for me since they were 8 years old, and even at an early age, you could tell they had a little something extra in their step and their giddy up, and they were extremely a competitive spirited group at that age. And you know, with time and the right, pushing the right buttons, that's only maturated to the point to where we are now. You know, doing something no school in our league's ever done, and probably won't ever do again, to be quite honest with you, Brian. You know, it's special, but you know, it starts with. Group started it 5 years ago, and when these guys were in 8th grade, and you know, they've just continued to follow the lead of the guys that played before us, and you know, set the tone and set the standard, and these guys just continue to uphold it. And that's not easy to do. I don't care what league you're in, and especially, you know, as many times over the last 5 years against South Central, it's come down to us too. We knew that we were going to get their best shot tonight, and they sure as heck gave it to us, and we had to go earn every bit of it tonight.
The senior class, I love watching them play. They never give up on any 50-50 ball every possession. You know, they're playing it as hard as they can. And I think after you graduate the 2 All-Ohio players, there were some thoughts, you know, maybe Western Reserve will drop off. Didn't happen this year, Coach. What can you say just collectively, I would say, about this senior class and what they've been able to bring to the table this year? Just setting the standard that, man, you go 120%, you're going to get some wins.
Yeah, no, that's just that's their makeup. That's their DNA. As you can see, they compete on who's got the best hair, who wins fantasy football, you know, who's got the best girlfriend, you name it, you know. And so when you step on the basketball floor, a loose ball and a rebound, making the extra play, getting dirty, and is exactly what they do. And you know, actually, I thought tonight in the first quarter they were better at it than us. And I thought we challenged our guys. We started winning more of those 50-50 plays, and started coming up with some more buckets in the lane and contact where, you know, that's where championships are won, is on the ground and in the paint. And that's just their makeup, man. You know, it's hard to put your finger on. A lot of it is they had older brothers, you know. Their parents pushed them into sports and supported them, you know. But and through the years, all that process really evolved into the group they are and how much they love to compete and get after it.
Well, it seems like the process for you love it year in, year out, and it seems like this team has evolved for you into a bit of a powerhouse now in North Central, Northwest Ohio, Coach. And, you know, just how much pride do you take in the fact that you guys have gotten to this level and you're maintaining right now, maybe even looking to take it to another level, potential district championship again on the way?
Well, you know, when you've been here for 20 years, usually you don't last to 20 years in coaching if you don't win a couple games now and then. And, you know, I live in a community. We're in a part of a community here that, you know, lives, eats, and breathes this school, whether it's academics or, you know, athletics. And, you know, they support us and put their kids in it, and they understand the benefits that people get from being a part of both of those. And, you know, that's what we've built. And, you know, after 20 years, yeah, you start to get a little bit of recognition. But, you know, we still got a long ways to go. We got another really good league game this week and a great non-conference game Saturday night. And, you know, and then down the road we got a tough tournament draw that is going to test us in every way possible. So, you know, but then one thing I know is no matter what happens moving forward, this group's going to leave it all on the line, and that's all you can ask. Put your best foot forward, work your tail off, and live with the results.
Well, this group has certainly embodied that throughout the season, Chris. So congratulations, 17-0 and another Firelands Conference championship.
Thank you, guys.
All right, throw it up to Travis real quick. We're going to do stats now?
Why not? Yeah.
All right.
Let's do
go
that.
ahead and do some stats.
All right, let's throw stats up while Brian goes and gets our MVP of the night. But
congrats, man. You're going to be our MVP tonight.
All right, thank you.
Taking a look at the final stats. 62-52, the final. 25 field goals, For the Rough Riders, 17. South Central did try and stay in it with 6 threes. Western Reserve 5. Fouls are about the same. Turnovers as well, but 24-15. 10 offensive rebounds by the Rough Riders. One of the main reasons why they were able to keep the lead and sustain some of those runs by South Central. Free throws, another reason how South Central got back into it. 10 of 14 from the line, 7 of 9. Western Reserve able to hit its free throws down the stretch. But we are just about ready to go here with our MVP, so we will take it right back down to Brian Skoronsky with our Jo-Beck Farms MVP.
Back now with our MVP presented by Jo-Beck Farms, and it is Carson Rowe, senior forward for Western Reserve, got into double-figure scoring tonight. I think you were right on the cusp of double-digit rebounds too, and as a guy, you're probably what, about 6'1", maybe 6'2"?
1, yeah.
Battling in the paint, you play forward for this team. Tell me just about the aggressive nature. You're a little bit undersized, but you really bring it hard when you get in there.
We've always been tough in the weight room. We push ourselves in the summer really hard, and I know I'm not the tallest on the court, so I know I have to go hard.
Just collectively, this unit, I was just talking to Coach about it, just the aggressive nature of the team collectively overall, this senior class. Do you feel like you just have to go 120% every time you're out there?
Yes, we do. Like, even in practice, it's always like 100, 110%. We're just always battling, going at each other. We even, like, fight sometimes in practice, like arguing with each other.
Well, it's gotten you to the point where 5 straight championships here within the conference, so your entire career, 4-0 in the Firelands. What does that indicate to you? What does that mean to you personally?
It just feels so good to be a part of this program, have a great coach. He's been teaching us since we were in 3rd grade, 2nd grade. It just feels great to be part of this.
He was saying, like you were outlining to me, that you guys sometimes you'll fight and your practices and you're competing over everything. A lot of guys out here got some pretty nice salads up top. Who do you guys decide has the best head of hair on the team?
Never really talked about it, but I think I'm up there. I think I got to be a close first.
If you're not, maybe Camden. I mean, he's got like some rows going on tonight.
Yeah, Cam has some beautiful hair. Carter, Jake, Matt, Chris.
Yeah. Solid hair out here in Collins, no question about it. You guys got some good-looking, flowing locks going on. Well, moving on, you lock up at least a share of the conference, but you can win it outright if you win on the road at Monroeville on Thursday. We're going to be there in the house for that. Really looking forward to it. What do you think it takes to knock off a team like the Eagles?
Well, we didn't play good there last year when we were there. It was a close game coming down. We're just going to have to bring the same effort we did when they played us here and tonight, like we played tonight.
Well, definitely looking forward to that contest. And, hey, a big congratulations to you guys winning the conference crown again. Carson Rowe, if you want to look into the camera right now, give a shout-out to anybody who's out there watching.
My mom and dad, thank you for supporting me, and all my friends and the team.
All right, Carson Rowe, everybody. Throw it back up to Travis.
Thank you very much, Brian, and our Jo-Beck Farms MVP, Carson Rowe, 10 points. Close to a double-double as we are getting ready to wrap things up here. 62-52, your final. Western Reserve clinches at least a share of its 5th consecutive Firelands Conference championship. And Ski, that was an impressive game by Western Reserve. South Central kept getting counterpunch, getting it to within 6-5 points multiple times after a big Western Reserve run, but every single time the Rough Riders able to, fight that off, get that lead back, and finish off with the victory.
They got the sturdiness like the Italian stallion Rocky Balboa, only I think they hit a little bit harder and they come out a little bit more aggressive. This is a team that goes balls to the wall, constant energy for them. They consistently, on a night-to-night basis, they're always going as hard as they can. When they get their minutes on the floor, this senior class, they've seen their predecessors. That's how they played, and they've continued that tradition here. Chris Sheldon, what a phenomenal job he's done. Coached these kids since the time that they were young tykes playing in biddy ball, and it just translates. He said when the whole community is behind you, things start to go well. That's what they got going on out here in Collins. The Barnasium, great place, great venue for basketball, and they've got an excellent team.
And a great way to start off a long week of live streams here on the OH Report. Back at it tomorrow, senior night at the Castle, Highland, and Northmore, myself and Hayden Gray. will be on the call of that one. And then girls hoops right back here at the Barnasium. Mohawk Western Reserve should be a good one between two middle-of-the-road teams in each of their conferences, Brian. But a lot going on this week.
Always is, and especially with tournament time right around the corner, we are getting you set up for a lot of fun over the next month here on the OH Report. So appreciate y'all tuning in, and just keep it that way. Stay locked in.
Yeah, I got to getting my sleep in now because I know once we get to the end of this month into March, we're not going to be sleeping that much.
Not going to happen, buddy.
All right, Ski, take it away as we'll wrap things up here from the Barnasium.
Yeah, big shout out to all of our generous sponsors that help us bring it to you guys live and free. Appreciate each and every one of you. Coles Energy, the Milestone Event Center, Jo-Beck Farms, who called me up over the weekend. So generous of them to jump on board for our MVPs. North Central State College, Frito Lay Company, and then Nobils Sports, all of them combining to bring this game to you guys free of charge on the OH Report Facebook and YouTube. Hayden Gray, our top cam tonight. Adam Thompson helps put together our graphics.
New Papa.
Yeah, brand new Papa, too. Less than a week into fatherhood, doing great. Jory Hollenbeck, thank you for making the commercials. And my name's Brian for Travis. Saying we out from Collins.